The Municipality of Catanauan is a first-class municipality in the province of Quezon, Philippines. According to the 2015 census, it has a population of 71,073 people. Geography. The landscape of Catanauan is described as hilly, rolling and mountainous with isolated flatlands. The existing rivers and creeks serve as potential for effective drainage, more especially the Catanauan River. Catanauan has slopes ranging from 0 to 13% to 15% and above. The most elevated portion is at Barangay San Jose, which has slope of 60% and above. Susceptibility to erosion is directly proportional to the slope percentage and degree of susceptibility. Barangays. Catanauan is politically subdivided into 46 barangays. History. The existence of Catanauan as a pueblo was first recorded in the map of Father Pedro Murillo dated on 1734. The petition dated 1685 of Bishop Andres Gonzalez of Nueva Cáceres, now known as Naga City in the Bicol region, requesting the King of Spain to have Masbate and the pueblo of Catanauan assigned to Recollect order was reflective of the early creation of Catanauan. The recognized foundation year of the municipality was 1713, called as Nabatasan. In the late 18th and 19th century, there were frequent Moro raids. These occurrences prompted the people to construct two small stone forts or watchtowers mounted with artillery. Santa Maria Watchtower was located at Lot 21 PSC2 near the present wharf is located. Castillo Watchtower stood at the intersection of present Rizal and Bongkan Street. Hence the name Catanauan was so derived. Demographics. Local government. Mayor, Hon. Ati Ramon Munching A. Orfanel. Vice Mayor, Hon. Manuel Mano B. Montano. Councillors, Hon. Juan Oaning Casal. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Antonio Paterno Tony Avila. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Leonardo Dong D.L. Abella. Hon. John Sir John de Rimas. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Rodolfo Rudy A. Orfanel. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Edelinda Edher Sr. Ramos. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Rolando Boy Custodio. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Michael Palermo. Municipal Councillor, Hon. Eufrochina Baby Delacruz. PPLB President. Municipal Councillor. Town Fiesta. December 8th Immaculate Conception Church Town Fiesta. Bowling Festival. Bowling is an old age practice particular to Catanauanans, which is celebrated annually starting on the Sunday and ends on Tuesday preceding Ash Wednesday and signals the start of the Lenten season. Participants roam around the town garbed in any costume they may fancy. Most of them wear colorful clown-like clothes while others imitate anybody whom they despise and make fun of them. It is the Pinoy version of Carnival. No one can tell exactly when and how this practice started, not even the oldest resident of this town located at the heart of Bondok Peninsula. Senior women wearing brightly colored dresses and hats with flowers sing and dance from one house to another to solicit cash donations, half of which is given to the local parish church for its expenses during the Lenten season activities and the other half for their own groups. Civic projects. Bowling comes from the Visayan word bowling, which means dirt. This reminds us that we are sinners and that we need to repent, do some spiritual cleansing and get ourselves ready for the Lenten season. In earlier times, Catanauanans had a grandiose merrymaking during the bowling as, starting the following day, which is Ash Wednesday, they will keep silent, suspending all merrymakings until the Black Saturday in reverence to the Lenten season. Some men skimpily clad in their undergarments put on mud or grease with charcoal all over the bodies and roam around the town trying to scare young women and children for fun. Catanauan excavations. Catanauan, Quezon is a coastal third-class municipality of the western Bondok Peninsula, with the municipality of Mulanao on its south and southeast. It has coordinates of 13 degrees 35 minutes 30 seconds. N 122 degrees 19 minutes 30 seconds. And its town has a total land area of 266 kilometers. Catanauan has a population of 57,736 people in 11,283 households. The town proper faces Mompog Pass and Marinduque Island, and borders the municipality of General Luna in the northwest, the municipality of Buena Vista in the northeast. The archaeological potential of Catanauan was brought to light in 2006 when Mr. Dio Curda, citizen and cultural advocate of the municipality, reported to the University of the Philippines Archaeological Studies Program and the National Museum cases of accidentally uncovered archaeological materials due to development projects, earth-moving activities, and even illegal diggings. The reported archaeological materials were mostly of jar burials. ARPASP conducted a preliminary archaeological survey in 2008 and discovered 3 sites. Since then, there have been a total of 8 excavation seasons in 2008, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, and most recently in January of 2016. Sites in the Catanauan excavations. There were 4 main sites: Napa Site Locality 1, Napa Site Locality 4, Campo Site, and Commerce Site. Each contained their own distinct artifacts and discoveries. Napa Site was the primary excavation site, containing multiple trenches along with 3 main assemblages, SM1, SM2, and SM3, or stone markers. This is where most jar burials and tools were found. Locality 4 is a second location close to Locality 1, with 4 active trenches containing multiple jar burials in very tight clusters, along with coral markers and lids scattered throughout. Campo Santo Site. This location, initially a 20th-century cemetery, was excavated with the hopes of discovering similar human remains, but unidentified markers were discovered, which purpose has not yet been determined. Commerce Property Sites. This survey site was one of the earliest to be excavated and surveyed. Located in Braji, Matandang Sabang Kanluran, this site was heavily stirred up and roiled by quarrying sand. It was later discovered that this was once also another burial site. Its similarities, though, to other burial sites remain unclear. Jar burials. Catanauan, Quezon has been known for the numerous jar burials that have been recovered there. Even before the recent excavations in the site, locals have already reported that some jar burials in the site were uncovered through development projects, and that they were able to dig up a series of jar burials with human remains. As the site is very archaeologically rich, the Archaeological Studies Program of the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and the Australian National University have been conducting research and excavations in Catanauan through the Catanauan Archaeological and Heritage Project since 2008. The Napa site in Barangay Tuhian, Catanauan, is a very significant place for archaeological research. Most of the jar burials found in Catanauan were recovered from this site. In the 2008 excavation, a lot of jar burials with the human remains were found in Locality 1, Napa site, specifically in trenches 4 and 6. The jars found were mostly earthenware. Different types of coral slabs and rocks served as jar covers. The jars were used for primary and secondary burials. Paz al. inferred that people went back to uncover the jars, take out the human remains in the jars, and when events dictated, a new body was placed in the old jar. Some excavated jars were also used for child burials. Aside from human bones, different color glass beads, gastropods and fragments of metal were found inside the jars. Boat-shaped burial markers were also found in the site. In 2010, more jar burials have been recovered as additional trenches were opened. One very distinct jar was the jar found in Trench 13 because of its unique features. It was the only jar from the site which had earthenware as its cover. It was oval-shaped and neonate remains were found inside it. Paz al. stated that as of 2010, there are 28 definite jar burials for the Napa site and they are at least 1,000 years old. Commerce property site is another jar burial site in Catanauan. It is less than 10 kilometers away from the Napa site. Burial jar sherds and fragments of human remains were found on the surface of the site. The jar burials were found under shell middens. However, unlike the jars in Napa site, there were no Chinese glass beads found in the Commerce site. This may mean that the Commerce site is older than the Napa site. Artifacts. Various artifacts have been excavated from Catanauan sites. These artifacts consists of burial jars, earthenware sherds, skeletal remains, and shell middens. In 2006, a sand quarry accidentally uncovered at least 5 jar burials containing human skeletal remains in Canlajkit, Braji, Mitandang Sabang Kanluran. At least 3 sand pits were left partially open, with the backfill containing earthenware sherds and skeletal fragments. During the 2008 excavation, a shell midden was exposed. The area where local inhabitants dug up burial jars with human remains was abundant in limestone slab fragments, earthenware sherds, and human skeletal fragments. Below the discovered shell midden were a few shells and pottery. Even below that, 2 small, well-fired reddish earthenware pot sherds were found. Some glass beads were also found. A child burial was found inside a small earthenware pot 40 centimeters in diameter, with yellow glass beads buried along with it. Another burial was discovered, and this had sherds from a small pot and a cylindrical artifact. Heritage work. To facilitate several forms of public archaeology and heritage work in the duration of the field season in the Napa site, crew members were oriented to always explain the significance of the archaeological project at a community level and at larger scale of Philippine culture to the community members and walk-in groups observing the excavation. The team also held day trips for students coming from different schools like Taluman National High School, Bizdak National High School and Asti College, mostly coming from near cities and/or provinces. In addition, they updated the tarpaulin signage at the Locality 1 site, Napa site, that explains the study of archaeology and highlights of the findings so far. The team also actively participated in the fiesta celebrations of Tuhian. As part of the celebration, the team is given a chance to explain to the public community what the project is all about. At the end of the season, the team mounted and left 3-panel exhibit of the results from the first season of excavation. The exhibit explained what archaeology is, the findings and result of the project, and its significance to Philippine history and heritage. They made the exhibit movable so they can move it due to events and gatherings in the barangay.